Hello creatures, my name's Chloe and today I'm bringing you my O.W.L.s Magical Readathon 2020 TBR. I haven't actually done this readathon before, I've seen it around the last couple of years. I hope everyone is staying safe and staying inside as much as they can, but let's enjoy ourselves while we're here. So if you don't know how the Magical Readathon works, you select a career from the list that has been created by the wonderful maker of this readathon, and once you've selected your career you go down and look at the required subjects for that career, and each subject has a prompt. She's made one for every single Hogwarts class there is, so it's just like sitting your owls. I've selected the Cursebreaker career. It had the most prompts that actually appealed to me, and it also had a larger number of prompts. There were some I liked but only had 4 prompts, and as someone who reads a lot and relatively quickly, I wanted something that would give me a little bit more to work on in the month of April. So the Cursebreaker career path has 6 different subjects to complete. They are Ancient Runes, Arithmancy, Charms, Defense Against the Dark Arts, Potions, and Transfiguration. And I've selected a book that goes with each of these prompts. So the first one, Ancient Runes, the prompt for this one is a book that has a heart on the cover or in the title. So I'm choosing Heartstopper Volume 3 by O.W.L.s. I've read Volumes 1 and 2 already, and I have technically read everything that is in Volume 3 as well. I'm a patron of O.W.L.s. on Patreon, so I have access to all the chapters that she's released, plus extra pages, so I'm actually very, very much further ahead than this. It's been a while since I read this content and I'm still going to read it. For those of you who don't know, Heartstopper is the story of Charlie and Nick. They are characters from Alice Oseman's first book, Solitaire. This is a bit of a prequel for them, and it's a gay romance series, and they're teenagers and it's real cute. The next one is Arithmancy, and the prompt for this one was to read a book outside of your favourite genre. My favourite genre is fantasy. Most of the books I currently have are fantasy, so I'm going with Aurora Rising by J. Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. So I'm outside the fantasy window, but pressed right up against it with this one. I really love the Illuminae series from these authors. I really like J. Kristoff's writing style as well, and I have it, so I should probably read it. I don't actually know very much about the plot itself of this book, but I am still looking forward to it based on what I have heard. I've heard it's a misfit squad type situation, and I'm very, very much here for that. The Charms prompt was a book with a white cover. For this one, I am reading The Paper Magician by Charlie N. Holmberg. I got this out from my library, as you can see from the barcode. This book tells the story of a girl who has recently graduated from a magical school and has been assigned to the discipline of paper, which does not exactly match up with her plans. And when her teacher in this field is mysteriously attacked, she has to rise to the occasion. That's all I know about this book, and that's a very brief summary from the back of it. I think it might be historical fiction based on the front. I'm not sure. It's relatively short, but it's been on my TBR for a really long time, and it was one of the only books I was able to get immediately from my library that fit this prompt. I've been reading some historical fantasy type stuff lately, a lot of Gail Carriger, and this seems to be in that sort of vein, hopefully, so I'm hoping this one will be very good as well. Defense Against the Dark Arts is a book set at sea or on the coast, and I've selected Into the Drowning Deep by Myra Grant, which is one of Seanan McGuire's pen names. I'm a massive fan of Seanan McGuire's Wayward Children series, but I haven't actually read any of her work outside of that series, and I'm very intrigued by the tone she's sort of setting for Into the Drowning Deep. The basic concept is a crew investigating something out at sea doesn't return, and a new crew is assembled to go and investigate it. I know these books are meant to be super dark, which, great. I haven't read much dark fantasy lately. And I really love aquatic fantasy, so mermaids, sirens, all that stuff. So I'm hoping that meets my expectations for that genre. I have massive faith in Seanan McGuire because I know she's super popular, writes so many books, it's ridiculous how fast a writer she is. I wish I was that fast. But I have complete faith this will be good. I'm expecting certain things from it, and I'm really hoping I get them. Potions was actually the trickiest prompt for me to fill. This is a book under 150 pages. The reason this is so difficult is I recently went through and read a whole heap of the novellas and short stories and that sort of thing that I have on my TBR. There are not many left, and there aren't many that I'm actually going to be able to get access to. So in the end, I selected The Whispering Muse by Sion is what I selected. It's been on my TBR for over a year. I want it gone, and I found it on the Kindle store for like $6. So that's the book I've selected. The last class that I need to complete is Transfiguration, and the prompt for this one is a book or a series that includes shapeshifting. Now, it would be really easy for me to go for werewolf or that sort of thing for this, but I've gone a little bit differently. I'm planning on reading Fearless by Cornelia Funke. This is Reckless, which is the first book in the series. Now, for those of you who might be familiar with this book, the second one might not be called Fearless as you know it. These books were renamed and recovered halfway through publication, and it made it very complicated trying to find the second book, which I've now done on Kindle, so I'll be reading that. I read Reckless many, many years ago now. I was still in school when I did. I read this about 8 or 9 years ago, I believe, and I never returned to the series as it was being published, and I would very much like to because I enjoyed the world Cornelia Funke was building, so I'm making the effort to continue with it now. So these are all the books I will be reading for my O.W.L.s Magical Readathon 2020. I will probably read more than this in the month of April, but these are the ones I'm focusing on. I'm tempted to try and get all 6 done in a week, since I'm not going to be working, and Heartstopper and The Paper Magician are not going to take me very long. Like, none of the books I've selected are that massive, and I do read fairly quickly, so it would be kind of cool to be able to get these done in 1 week and then maybe select another career, but I'll stick with these for now. Just a quick side note for those of you who might be interested, I am also going to be participating in Camp NaNoWriMo in the month of April, which might interfere with my reading a little bit, but I'm hoping to have some videos up around NaNoWriMo and my writing process in the month of April if you are interested. My social media links are down in the description box as always. Subscribe if you want to, like it if you did, and I will see you soon in my next video.